All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we just got a short one. We're going to be checking in on the new Luna token. So the last video I made was an update on the whole Luna thing. So basically they came out with a Luna 2.0. They dubbed the old Luna Classic. They basically forked the blockchain, the old Luna. It ain't coming back. The blockchain is dead. It has been forked to a new Luna coin. Everybody received a airdrop. So if you had the wallet, you received the airdrop based on how much UST you had, how much old Luna you had, how much new Luna you had. And if you had it on like crypto.com or various exchanges, you received the airdrop. And so check on that if you have not already. However, it tanked pretty hard. It's coming back a little bit. I don't expect it at all to ever get back to about $100 or whatever it was previous to that, but it is coming back a little bit. I sort of only think it's coming back a little bit because there was a slight rally today that we're going to talk about. That's sort of the main topic today, aside from the Luna. But the second version of Luna, Luna 2.0, launched, and the prices crashed by over 67% within hours. Reminds me of the South Park meme, and it's gone, making its recovery path doubtful. The recovery plan started on a rocky path after the collapse of Terraform Labs stablecoin UST and its native token Terra Luna. The whole cryptocurrency market is currently trying to recover from the crash that occurred earlier this month after the fall of the stablecoin Terra. Anyhow, the founder of Terra, Do Kwon, not giving up. Terra developers announced Do Kwon's Luna 2.0. So basically, again, they forked it and they're airdropping, which that had already occurred. So again, the old one is now Terra Classic. It's now Terra 2.0 chain. It started off at something like $18.87 a coin. That lasted about a whole 2 seconds. It immediately dumped. As soon as people got it, immediately sold it down to something like $4.30. And that lasted about the day. And now it's upwards of $8.66. The earlier rally when Bitcoin reached about 32,000, the coin was almost $12 a coin, and that's why I say I don't think this is going to last. I'm not sure if this coin is ever going to get more than $12. Now, if Bitcoin goes back to something like $40, $50, $60,000, is Luna going to go back above $12 to this point? Probably, maybe. That would be the whole market coming up along with this. That's a possibility. I don't see this coming back anytime soon, along with the whole market itself. Now, Cardano is sort of the winner of the day. Again, Bitcoin reached about 32,000 today. It no longer is. It's the whole market has started pumped up earlier in the day, and it started starting to level back down. There was a little bit of a market pump today. It's Memorial Day. The stock markets are kind of down, but there is off-market trading a little bit. Cardano jumps 29% as Bitcoin and Ethereum recover. Cardano, the Ethereum competitor, is up 29% over the past 24 hours. ADA is currently trading at 67 cents. So Cardano, kind of the winner of the day, not the highest coin of the day, but sort of one of the top 20 winners of the day, I suppose. The primary reason behind today's bullish action has been the increased DeFi activity on the Layer 1 blockchain. In August of 2021, Cardano launched its Alonzo fork, bringing the ability to develop DeFi applications, and it's starting to see more use, which was a little bit disappointing. I was expecting there to be a lot more DeFi and a lot more tokens when Alonzo actually came out, and it turns out there just wasn't. I was actually calling for a higher price of Cardano when Alonzo actually came out, because I was expecting that there was going to be a lot of things waiting on the sidelines, a lot of developers waiting on the sidelines with dApps and tokens, and it turns out it just wasn't the case. Apparently people just were not excited for that, but The whole Do Kwon and Terra thing, it's still not over. South Korean authorities launch probe into Terra crash. South Korean prosecutors are reportedly looking into the recent Terra crash to see if there were signs of intentional price manipulation and other issues, the local television network reported on Saturday. Per the report, Seoul Southern District Prosecutor's Office Joint Financial and Securities Crime Investigation Team has also summoned former employees of Terraform Labs who were involved in the initial development of the Taro ecosystem in 2019. One of the employees has reportedly revealed that the team had doubts about the Terra UST stablecoin design from the very start. They also claim that they warned Do Kwon, the founder of CEO Terraform Labs, that the algorithmic mechanisms designed to protect the assets pegged to the US dollar may eventually fail. However, Kwon pushed with the launch anyway. So I have kind of doubts about Luna in the first place. I've always had doubts about Luna. I guess I never really made them public. However, I've always had doubts about it because I don't know if you guys have ever been to this guy's Twitter. You guys should go to Do Kwon's Twitter. He's always getting in battles with people and calling them poor, and he has very poor mannerisms for a developer of a cryptocurrency. And whenever a developer of a cryptocurrency has very poor manners on social media, it never turns out very well. He gets into battles with people, and he calls a lot of people poor. And it turns out that several days he got into a battle with an economist, and he said, like, have fun being poor, and he called her poor numerous times, and then it turns out several weeks later the whole ecosystem crashed. So that was quite ironic. Yeah, he doesn't have very good table manners, and just overall, and it just it all came coming back to him, I suppose. Like the karma came back to him. And I really don't like investing into things when developers don't respond well, don't respond to investors, or they make announcements about announcements like Verge, or they act like Luna's developer, where they just have a high chip on their shoulder and they get into battles with people. It never works out very well. They just have to have a professional mannerism to them, and it generally works out a little bit better that way. But is anything actually going to come out of this? They never seem to. Like, nobody ever seems to get arrested in the crypto world. It seems very rare that it actually happens. Is something going to come out of this? I highly doubt it, but there is currently an investigation. If anything does come out about it, I'll certainly make a news video about it. However, I did want to show you guys a little trading view here, and this is kind of one reason why I don't think we're going to be going back to like $40,000 Bitcoin. This is why I think there's going to be sort of a long-term bear market. Now, I don't think this chart necessarily shows that there is going to be a long-term bear market. I think there's a lot of things that sort of add up in my head that shows a long-term bear market. One of those reasons is just just look at the whole world with the whole COVID shutdown thing. The economy all the way across the globe is not very good. I think another thing is the cyclical nature of Bitcoin. We have these halvings, and then 6 to 9 months later, we have Bitcoin explode in price for a very short period of time. Like, for example, 2016, there was a halving. A few months later, 6 to 9 months later, Bitcoin explodes in price for a very short period of time and then goes back down. So 2018, 2019, it was pretty lame. And then 2019, it starts to go up. Just a little, 2018 and 2019, but 2020, there was the halving, and that's when 2020 explodes. So it's kind of, there's a halving, and then 6 to 9 months later, Bitcoin goes up in price for sort of an indefinite period of time. And it reaches an indefinite high and then sort of goes down, and it never really reaches that high again. It might go down and then come back up and then sort of go back down for another 2 to 3 years until that halving occurs again. So there's this odd cyclical nature that has been happening. 2012 it happened, and then 2013 was the explosion, 2016, then 2017. So we can see this happening over and over and over. So that's why I say that 2024 is going to be a halving. It happens in May or March or something like that of 24. So that's why I say that 2025 is going to be a good year for Bitcoin. 2028 is going to be a halving, so I think 2029 is going to be a good year for Bitcoin, and so on and so on. And of course, next year, economists all around the globe are calling for, brutal recessions. We have the Federal Reserve, at least in the United States, every month is raising interest rates by, 0.5%, 0.75%. They call them basis points, but it's basically 0.5%, 0.75%. And that affects people's loans. That affects your credit card. That affects you going out and getting a mortgage, this, that, and the other thing. That just affects the economy, period. That affects business loans. That affects people going out, getting money, this, that, and the other thing. So it's just not going to be good for Bitcoin, this, that, and the other thing. With Bitcoin, I feel like the average person has a lot of Bitcoin, and I feel like with stocks, I feel like more people have Bitcoin, like a little bit of Bitcoin than they do a little bit of stocks. And when it comes to Bitcoin, I feel like people are more inclined to sell a little bit of Bitcoin. I feel it's very easy to do, just go on your app and sell a little bit of Bitcoin to pay some bills. And that's what people are going to do. People are going to pay their bills and pay their mortgage and pay their rent, etc. with their Bitcoin. And everyone's always saying hodl, hodl, hodl. But, people are going to pay their Bitcoin, pay their bills and stuff, and feed their family with their Bitcoin. And that's why it goes down in price in these bad times. And so it's going to be a little bit. And another reason I wanted to show you guys this is that for several months now, we have been under 50 RSI. And the RSI chart is quite helpful, especially with a long-term chart. Now, with a 15-minute chart, I like to trade, like to do a day trading or a swing trading with a 15-minute chart. But with this day chart, we get to see sort of a little bit longer-term picture. And we can see here that with this under 50, we're in sort of a bearish territory. And we can see here that when it was really rising here all the way to that 60,000, when we could see this rising period here all the way from that 30,000 to that 60,000 period, we could see that it was always above this 50 period. The 50 line here is right in the center. I hope my thing isn't in the way here, my image of myself. And it's always above it. In general, we could see there was a little dip there. And now we can see that in general, it's below it. We had this little period here, but and I feel like it's going to stay that on average for quite a while. And we're just going to continue going down. And what's the bottom going to be? I don't know, 25,000, 20,000. And I think that's going to affect stocks. I think that's going to affect our mortgages. I think that's going to affect our Bitcoin for quite a while now. So I think this is sort of a false pump. I don't think this is going anywhere. This 32,000 Bitcoin. This is just going to be an accumulation period for quite a while. Really, if you're looking to cash out big on your Bitcoin, if you're looking to buy that Lambo, if you're looking to buy that house, if you're looking to, I'm not logged into TradingView at the moment, but if you're looking to buy that house, if you're looking to pay off your mortgage, if you're looking to buy that Lambo, if you're looking to pay off your car, buy, until 2025. That is my recommendation for sure. That is my strategy. That is a strategy that I know a lot of other people are doing. That is a strategy I talk about with friends. 2025 is likely a better year to accumulate all the way up until. But that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As usual, I'll see you guys next time.